Hey everyone, how's it going? This is a game I got the other week in my M60 on Prokhorovka, and it was kind of interesting in a lot of ways. There's just so many missed shots and opportunities and weird stuff that goes on throughout the game. I have no idea how it ended up the way it did, but I guess you'll see what I mean near the end. So on Prokhorovka in a medium, I like to work the mid-ridge that runs along the EF line through the center of the map. Now I could go onto the hill, and that's not a terrible idea, but I tend to have better games when I play in the middle, especially in a medium. Because when you're in the middle, in a medium, you have the ability to flex to either the 1-2 line, or to the 6 line to shoot up at the hill on the 0 line. Playing the middle just basically gives you a lot of options, and that's what you want when you're driving a medium tank. You want options. So, because of my insane view range on my M60, I was able to spot that T-30 as he crossed onto the 1 line. With coated optics, Cola, and let's see, what is it? Recon on my commander. I have something like 508 meters actual view range. Of course, I can't spot anything outside of 445 meters. That's the spotting hard cap, basically. But the higher your view range, the sooner you spot tanks inside of that circle of 445 meters. So it's never bad to have more than 445 meters view range. Especially when you're driving a tank like the M60, which has the camo value of the Empire State Building. Among all the tier 10 mediums, this has the worst camo of all of them. But enough of that. I saw on the minimap that the enemy heavies were starting to push up onto the hill, and coming over to the 6 line like I am now really allows you to punish them for trying to climb the hill and take shots at your team. Unfortunately, I do end up missing a lot of shots here on tanks that I really thought I should have hit, and then sometimes it's just they stop as I'm leading them, so I was able to put quite a few good shots into this IS-4. Let's see, our mediums up on the hill are playing fairly well. They got into the little bowl up front. You don't want to sit back where the Conqueror is in H0, I think it is. Yeah, you want to get into the bowl where the rest of the mediums are. Because that way they have to come over that ridge to actually shoot at you. Also, there's a little yellow house below my aiming circle right now. The roof, or I think the entire house, is destructible, but you want to shoot away the roof as soon as you can in the game, like I did there. I would have done it sooner, but I just had so many shots on the tanks trying to push up the hill that I didn't really have the chance to do it. Unfortunately, what was looking like a pretty solid lead has decreased quite a bit. And this 1390 is the luckiest little tier 8 scout I have ever seen. So many shots I tried to hit him and just missed, or did track damage only. Now the friendlies on the 0 line have more or less, well, at least one of them pushed down to a point where I can't support them, and the enemies have fallen back off the hill. which makes actually getting shots on them, and I don't know how that missed, getting shots on them quite a bit harder. So, not really able to support them as much as I'd like to. Luckily though, the heavies and the Jagdpanzer E100 on the 1-2 line are actually counter-pushing, which is always nice to see. Unfortunately, they do have a waffle somewhere, and I don't want to go over this ridge to deal with the 215B or the 1390, and that was a little bit of a rage there on my part, and the camera swinging around. I was missing so many shots on that 1390 that I was starting to get a bit annoyed. But I think I'm able to redeem myself by killing this S4 blind. Friendlies have spotted the enemy Waffenträger Alpha 100, and he's about to die very quickly.
We didn't even scratch them.
1390 is just sitting out in the open. So, you think I can kill him? Of course not. I do track him though.
Our fuel's hit. We've lost half our gas.
Alright, and I just got shot from the hill by the enemy Object 140. So I don't want to be sitting up on this ridge anymore since you have shots on me, obviously, like you just did.
Enemy is hit.
Get to put one into him while he's still spotted. I'm not going to get another chance to do that though. And what I should have done was move over to the 3 line, where the enemy Object 140 wouldn't be able to have shots on me from the hill. I don't actually move far enough. This next engagement was just really bad on my part, and it shouldn't have turned out the way it did if I had actually thought about it more. I went up to take a shot at the 215B, and the Object 140 was still on the hill, and since I didn't move far enough out of his render distance, he was able to put 2 shots into me for the 1 shot I was able to do to the 215B. On the upside though, I will probably never do that again, or at least I'll do it better next time, which is what you need to do to improve at games. You need to realize your mistakes and think, you know, how can I do it better next time? Which is, I think, something a lot of people seem to lack in games. They lack that inner play critique. So when they make a mistake or they do really well, they don't really analyze or think about what they did to get to that point and how they could do it better, or what they did well, for instance. But anyways, I'm able to put in a shot into the paper thin side of the Object 263, and I'm trying to hit actually the back of his tank through the open top. But it didn't quite work out, and the shot dipped down and I think hit his gun shield. And now it's just me and an ammo-racked E5, which is not a great situation. They still have arty. Their Object 140 is still mostly full health. Their 263 also has a decent amount of health, and I'm trying to get the E5 to realize that I want him to come over by me, because I can take a hit from the object. The E5 can't, and I need the E5 to actually assist me with this object, because I can't out-DPM him, and I certainly don't have the health to really trade with him. So if I can take the hit from the object, and we can both shoot the object without the E5 dying, puts me in a decent position, but yeah, no such luck. I think the E5 realizes what I want him to do, but he's pretty slow about it, and he ends up fighting the Object 263. And this was a bit weird how the Object 140 was playing things. He actually pokes up to get shots at the E5, which allows me to shoot him in return. Maybe he was hoping artillery would kill me? I mean, artillery has only fired 2 shots, so it's possible that he'd have 2 more. But, yeah. I'm just surprised that the object did what he did, but I won't complain. Luckily, though, he low rolls on me, and I'm able to get away. And I think I probably could have played this engagement here against the 263 a bit better. I don't know why I was thinking that I had to try and get a lucky bounce from him. Maybe what I should have done was cross over to the 6 line in that area and try and get some flanking shots. I guess that would have exposed me as I was going over these fingers, these ridges extending from the mid-ridge, whatever you want to call them. Luckily I was able to bounce an APCR shell off my net, I think, which is really the only place that the M60 has abusable armor. But yeah, I guess I was worried that I would be too exposed crossing these ridges like I am now, and that the 263 would just come up and shoot me. But I guess we'll never know. So anyways, now it's just me versus an artillery. So things could really go either way. It's a tier 10 artillery, so I'll need 2 shots to kill him, and he'll only need to splash me to kill me. So things are a little dicey at the moment. It is a bat chat artillery, so I don't really want to be chasing him around the map, so I decide to go into the cap and either force his hand and make him come attack me, or just win by capping. Either option was honestly fine with me. Now, when you're capping versus an artillery, you don't want to sit in the middle, next to or behind the base objects. You don't want to sit on the flag, and you don't want to sit next to dead tanks. Basically, you want to be close to one of the edges of the cap circle. The reason for that is generally arty will splash next to dead tanks, the base objects, or the flag. And if you're near the edge of the circle, you can get off the cap and into cover, generally pretty quickly, if you need to. Because in most cap circles in World of Tanks, there's almost no cover, if any. And you don't want to just be sitting in the open if you can avoid it. I think I'll speed things up here a little bit till we find the artillery. He is actually going to try and contest me on the cap and not just let me win that way. But thanks to my really good view range in the M60, I'm able to spot him almost immediately as he enters my spotting circle and finish him off. And he was actually damaged prior to that engagement, so luckily for me, I was able to finish him off with 1 hit. So yeah, Mastery Badge, Ace Tanker, first Mark of Excellence, Radley Walters Medal for killing 9 tanks, the Top Gun, High Caliber, and Spartan, I believe, or Coal-Headed. I don't know, I forget what they each look like. 6,682 damage and 1,314 base experience. I definitely don't think I would have been able to pull off the win if the enemy object 140 had actually attacked me instead of the E5, and I definitely would have lost if the object 263 had not bounced off my turret. So there was quite a few elements of luck in that game, and it definitely wasn't all down to my skill or what have you. Still though, a win's a win, and I'm not going to complain about it. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe I'll catch you next time. And until then, happy hunting.